Thank you again, Mrs. Pazos, for joining us for our Future Teacher Network Teacher Talk series. I have a few questions for you today, and if you are ready, we're going to go ahead and start.
Okay.
Okay, so our first question is, can you please take some time to introduce yourself and tell us a little about what you currently do?
My name is Melissa Pazos. I'm a elementary school teacher. I currently teach second grade. I have been teaching for 21 years in the district of Rialto. I have taught third grade, second grade, and first grade. My favorite grade to teach is second grade.
Wow. Can you please share your educational journey after college, and how did you choose the school that you're currently working at?
My educational journey, I went to Cal Baptist University. I got my bachelor's and master's from there. Also my credential. Last year, I finished a reading and literacy added authorization through USC. It was a program that the school district provided for us. And so I went ahead and took advantage of that. I forgot the first part of your question.
It was about your journey after college and
Okay.
just choosing what school how did you choose the school that you're currently working at?
I didn't choose the school chose me. When I applied to be a teacher, I interviewed in a panel and I got placed where I'm at.
Wow, that's really good. Oh my gosh. What made you want to become a teacher? And what do you think is the best or most rewarding part of being one?
I wanted to become a teacher to make an impact in a student's life. The most rewarding part of being a teacher is to see the growth and the accomplishments of the students. So even the ones that are struggling as they make growth, it's amazing to see that light within them shine. And so that is the most rewarding part of being a teacher, to see the growth of the students as they learn and as they get through the year.
What is the most challenging part of being a teacher?
There are a lot of challenging parts. I would say the most challenging part is being told what to do from people who have never been in a classroom, being dictated programs that don't work by people that have never been in the classroom. So I find that I do what's best for each student, knowing my education and work history with them. So I do have to do what they tell me to do, but I kind of modify it to work best with the students.
That's really good. How do you ensure that all of your students feel equally important, represented in the classroom, such as learning styles, cultures, personalities, and etc.?
Each student is different, so each student is valuable in their own way. So each student has a voice, each student has a part in the classroom. We do a lot of partner work, a lot of sharing, a lot of talking. I like for them to voice who they are and also bring it into the classroom. So there's a lot of unique personalities that shine through the classroom because of who we are. We are a whole, we are a team. And so as they maneuver through the year, they learn to shine and use what they are best at in the classroom.
That's really good. How do you, in your 21 years of experience of being in the classroom, what have you noticed in terms of similar patterns, biggest obstacles that you feel that the students are facing?
A lot of the obstacles, it goes back to programs that don't work, mandated by the state, and it kind of makes the students fail. And so when the students fail, then they give up and then they shut down. So those are some of the obstacles of being a teacher, is trying to find ways to incorporate what we have to do, but in a way that will benefit the students, not just, like dictated from the state, but more modified to fit the students, so the students can be part of the growth and not just be stagnant and give up and not keep going. So that would be the hardest obstacle, is getting past the bureaucratic, from the state to tell us what to do. But I find that modifying it and making it the best for the students helps the students more.
For when you say that you modify the way that you want to teach so that no one feels left behind, what kind of examples or lessons do you do that bring the fun into it and having the students just feel like they're enjoying their work as well as learning about it?
Okay, so for example, we are mandated to do like 60 minutes of reading and 60 minutes. And so each mandate has a curriculum within itself. So what I do is, for example, for reading, if we're reading a story about the rainforest, so then I take it outside and I incorporate videos and things like that. And then I let them within themselves create like a PowerPoint or a Google slide about whatever interests them. And so once they create a Google slide or a PowerPoint about the rainforest, for example, then they present it to the class. And so then they're excited to share what they've learned and then teach other students as they've learned. And so then that keeps them kind of motivated, and they're eager to participate and share their knowledge, and they don't realize they're learning and teaching at the same time.
And for you, how does that make you feel, just to know that they get more engaged into these type of learning styles as well as the activities that you do?
I love it because because there are students who are very shy and don't like to participate. And so those students, it's kind of hard to get them to open up. But when it comes to projects like this, they love to share what they know. And so they're eager to share their friends. This is what I've learned. This is what I know. And it's at their level. So some students do, a higher level kind of presentation, where other students do more basic, but it's still an informative presentation, and they're all learning and engaged as they're presenting and learning from each other.
Wow, the activity that you mentioned sounded really, really fun. I was already getting excited. How do you feel that obtaining a Master's of Arts in Education has helped you as a teacher?
It has helped me because it's given me strategies and different ways to handle situations. For example, with the engaging students, you have to find ways to engage all students, because not all students are the same and not all students are at the same level. So in my classroom, for example, my classroom last year, I had in my second grade classroom, I had students who did not know their letter sounds or names, but then I had students who were reading at like a fifth grade level. So I have to incorporate that within the classroom and make them all feel successful and engaged, and then still be part of the learning process within itself. So my master's did help me kind of incorporate the different learning styles and differentiate instruction to be a better and effective teacher within the classroom, so all students are learning and engaged.
Very good. What drives you to continue to do everything in your power to help these students' success?
Can you repeat that again? I'm sorry.
Yes, no worries. What drives you to continue to do everything in your power to help students prosper?
Their growth. Their growth is such an inspiration. Just seeing them try and learn, even if it's the basics. Like I mentioned just now, I had a student who didn't know all his letters and sounds. And as he started, for example, I would say, write a basic word like cat. He's like, I don't know. And so as he was able to read and write phonetically. So he's not where he needs to be, but the growth he made in just 1 year was exceptional. So seeing those students who are struggling and make the growth is what drives me to keep doing what I'm doing.
I love that. Before we end concluding our interview today, what advice would you give to somebody who's pursuing a career in the educational field, and what should they expect?
My advice is to be patient. always look at it in the best interest of the students. There might be things or strategies presented that you may not be in favor of, but always look for the positive and try to see the students as a whole as you're trying to plan your lessons and to navigate through the whole educational system.
Wow, I'm really excited as I'm also heading into the educational field as well. Thank you so much again for joining us. I learned a lot, and I look forward to continuing to collaborate with you in the future.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.